Welcome back to the O Show, everything crypto every day. And on today's show, I have got crypto news that is actually going to make your life easier, especially if you are an Ethereum holder. And I have to talk to you guys about the Litecoin trade that I made and why I decided to make it. And of course, a Bitcoin market update because she is on the run again. Let's get into it. This first story may be a little bit boring, but as somebody who worked in healthcare for 7 years and also who resides in California, this story is extremely important and relevant. So California charter schools adopt blockchain Stupid19 tracking app. Yes, I'm going to be referring it to that for the algorithm. So the privacy protecting symptom tracking platform is designed to aid in the controlled return to schools. As most of you know, each state operates differently, and some states, the kids are allowed to go back to school. But in California, that is not necessarily the case, at least in Los Angeles County. And initially, this app from Solvecare was developed to go ahead and track individual healthcare well-being of members across their community. But it's now being used to get kids put back in school, which I think it is absolutely amazing. So the schools that this is going to impact are going to be California Pacific Charter Schools in Los Angeles, San Diego, Sonoma counties, and My Academy in Orange, Riverside, San Diego, and Imperial counties, along with the organization Home in San Marcos. And those facilities comprise more than 100 employees and about 1,000 students. This was taken directly from the article. Overall, I think that this is amazing. I love seeing blockchain projects actually do something that implements real world use cases, and healthcare is going to be a massive one. Let's go ahead and chart this and see if we can make you guys some money. Taking a look at the 4-hour chart, let's see if we can potentially get a good entry. Right now, taking a look at MACD is still bullish. It is still running up. Again, you guys, we are seeing this formation again with the EMAs. This is how you make money. These EMAs do really, really well of telling you where price could go. Right now, this is incredibly bullish. We've got the EMA 9, EMA 21, EMA 50, EMA 100 and EMA 200 right here. And anytime we have a pullback, we generally would bounce between the EMA 21 or the EMA 50. If we get below that, then that's when we'll start to see a bearish sort of correction. But right now, Solvecare is looking pretty decent. As far as targets go for Solvecare, let's go ahead and take a look at resistance areas and see what works. Right now, we're currently testing an important area of resistance at about 18 cents. We did have this swing high here that took place back on June 5th of 2020. And then our next area of resistance is going to be at about 19 cents, which we went ahead and had a wick up over here, which is a swing high. So just as long as we're able to sustain this area at about 18 cents, I think that we will go back up to 19 cents. And then from there, 21 cents. I know you're probably thinking, Wendy, that's not a massive gainer. Well, we still have a lot of room to climb if you go ahead and you zoom all the way out. Back over here, you can see some historical resistance at about 24 cents. And then in this area here at about 28 cents. And just as long as we continue to keep running up, those areas should be hit as well. As far as pullbacks go, just set some bids on the EMA 9, EMA 21, or EMA 50 if you're feeling a little bit risky, and go ahead and manage your risk with the EMA 200. This next story is extremely important, and it is going to relate to the United States digital dollar, which I believe is going to be happening within the next few years. And I'm so happy the United States is finally getting their stuff together. Anyways, the FDIC appoints first chief innovational officer. His name is Sultan Menji, and I hope I didn't butcher that last name. But he is charged with leading the FDIC's efforts to promote the adoption of innovation technologies across financial services sector. Down over here, it says he is a non-resident scholar in the Cyber Police Initiative at the Carnegie Endowment for International Peace. His research focuses on architecture of global financial system, cyber and critical infrastructure security, and the impact of artificial intelligence, quantum computing. His credentials go on more, but all of the things that I just talked about and listed, this is important, and it is going to be crucial to push the United States digital dollar out. They have to focus on safety, they're going to have to focus on global infrastructure, and they're going to have to focus on adoption and need. And right now, it sounds like they picked the correct person to do this. However, how is this going to impact the crypto markets when the United States digital dollar actually gets integrated? Comment your thoughts below. I'm excited to introduce the Voyager loyalty program to you guys. I love them. I shield them to you all the time. Amazing app. They've got a plethora of cryptocurrencies available for you to buy, sell, hold, trade, whatever it is you want to do. You can set limit orders and reoccurring buys. So they went ahead and announced their new loyalty program and token utility model. They are going to have a token swap. It's going to be 1-to-1, and you're going to be able to swap the token to LGO token to the new VGX token. And then it's going to let you know all the token economics here. But here are some stats about their loyalty program. So they've got the Explorer, the Navigator, and the Voyager. And you have to hold a certain amount of VGX tokens to qualify for this. And right here, it says that they're going to be having a debit card. And I cannot wait for the debit card. I'm super, super excited about it. And the more you hold, the more benefits you have. So take a second, go over this, and I'm just excited to let you guys know about it. Oh, one thing to note too, the VGX interest is going to be the same for everybody, but some of the other features are going to be more important. So the more you hold, the better off you are. Let's go ahead and chart the Voyager token, as it's done incredibly well in 2021. This is actually when we pumped. We pumped in the beginning of the year. We were at about 18 cents and we rocketed all the way up to about $4.30. Looks like we're having a little bit of a correction though, which is about normal. Minimum area for correction would be about $3.16. However, let's zoom in. Let's take a look at the 4-hour chart here. 4 hours shows that we're going to start consolidating this range a little bit. Again, you guys, we're also seeing a bullish formation with the EMAs. So a possible area for correction, let's mark this down at about 325. Go back up over to our chart, and this lines up perfectly. So if we continue to drop, I would heavily watch this area where the EMA 9 is at about 317. Again, remember, altcoins are a little bit unstable right now due to the market, and that's okay, that happens. But let's go ahead and draw our fibs and see where Voyager could end up long term. So long term with Voyager, let's see the top of this fib extension here. Voyager long term, I think if it continues to do what it's doing, even though this looks absolutely crazy, I think it can hit $20 very, very easily. They've got a lot of utility. They're providing a lot of updates, and this would be a project that I would be interested in holding long term. Buying the dips, holding, and then once we start to really rock it up, continue to take profits out, pull out my initial investment, and pull out my profits. Last story is from Coinbase. Yes, Coinbase and Voyager are competitors, but I did want to talk about this because it is important. So you can earn staking rewards on Coinbase with Ethereum, and they're actually going to facilitate the Ethereum 2.0 to ETH2, Tezos, Cosmos, Atom, and more. But the most important thing here is going to be the Ethereum 2. So make sure, if this is something you are interested in, make sure you have it signed up, especially for Ethereum. Ethereum 2.0, when it actually completes, it is going to be very, very crucial for everybody to go ahead and pay attention to that, because if you're not capable of swapping it on your own, or you don't know how it works, there are going to be centralized exchanges that will be able to facilitate that for you. Let's go ahead and chart Ethereum though. This is our Ethereum chart, and we are having issues breaking 1858, which is the all-time high here. Let's take a look at Market Cipher. Market Cipher is showing me a little bit of confliction on the weekly chart. Taking a look at the daily chart, daily is looking a little bit more bullish, and I think that we are going to get that push today. As far as when we're going to break $2,000, we're going to have to actually break $1,867 first. After that happens, we should be able to hit about $2,000 to $2,100 fairly soon. A bearish scenario would be for us to drop here to about 1620. Right now, things are looking good by taking a look at the daily. Taking a look at the 4-hour chart, 4-hour chart is also looking pretty decent, like it wants to go ahead and retest here. However, we've had multiple failed attempts to actually break 1877, 1867. I'm going to go ahead and draw a quick trend line here and see where we're going. So overall, this area here, now that I've drawn the trend line at about 1626, looks like it may not happen. Another potential area for a pullback would be 1739. It looks a little bit more feasible, but I'm not quite sure if we're ready to push yet. I would watch for some volatility and some consolidation here along this trend line before we are actually able to ready to rock up and hit about $2,000. Either way, be ready because it's coming. Let's talk about Bitcoin before we go. So last night, Bitcoin had a lot of trouble breaking above $50,000, and this is presented on the 4-hour chart. We were seeing a bunch of just sideways action. We had test wicks up here, and it took a little bit of time, but we were finally able to break above the $50,000 area. And now we're having a little bit of consolidation right above $50,600. So what is going to happen next? Well, let's take a look at the daily and kind of zoom out and see what's going on. This looks pretty healthy to me thus far because we actually have a candle above it. However, I would like to see a daily close above it. And you know what? I'm going to stop calling drops with Bitcoin on this show. I'm just going to be a freaking moon girl. Just kidding. I'm going to give you guys both scenarios because I think it is important, and if hopefully it helps you with your analysis. So with Bitcoin, I want to see a close above $50,000. If we're able to do that, $55,000 to $54,000 seems pretty likely. I'm not going to draw the fibs for you guys. I've done that in the past, but that would be this area here. 54 to 55 is going to be pretty easy. However, I would be cautious for some volatility. Me personally, I'm not interested in trading Bitcoin right now with leverage. I'm just holding and watching it continue to go up and watching for any of these pullbacks. I did want to talk about my Litecoin trade because a couple people didn't understand what I was doing, and I had posted about it and talked about Twitter. Last night, I talked about selling my Litecoin trading stack because I was seeing the market turn. So let me show you what I did and why I did it. This is my Litecoin chart here. So last night we were seeing a lot of issues down over here at about the $200.12 area. So I wanted to go to bed, and I didn't feel like us dropping all the way back down to the support box. I didn't want to wake up to that. So what I did, I actually was able to get into Litecoin at about $150, $160. So I pulled my trade, I closed my trade, and I went to bed. I was not using leverage. It was a spot trade. And yes, I was wrong because price ended up rocking up as Bitcoin did, and that's totally fine. Generally, Litecoin and Ethereum follows Bitcoin. However, moral of the story here, you guys, did I close the trade a little bit prematurely? Yes. Was I in profit? Yes. Is that okay? Yes. Do I have two parts of my portfolio that for Litecoin? Yes, I've got a trading part and I also have a longer term hold. And I did that because with trading, there's a little bit more volatility and there's a little bit more faster action that comes with it. If I was just holding, it wouldn't matter. And I've left that long-term hold stack there. I'm not touching it until we get to about like $500. I'm anticipating Litecoin to do that. But either way, you guys, if you are trading, if you have a part of your portfolio for just trading, it's okay to take profit. If we continue to go up, would I have made some more money? Yes. But at the end of the day, I secured my profit and I'm able to take that capital from the initial amount I invested in the trade plus some profit and roll it into something else or set bids for Litecoin if we do actually come back down here or have any further corrections. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.